After 3 years of trial and error, Huawei's latest offering looks the most promising yet. With a full stainless steel chassis, top specs and a premium design, is Huawei ready to take on Samsung and Apple? I'm Sunny at TechRanger.Net, and this is the Huawei P8. Much attention has been given to the design of the P8. Along with its steel chassis, the design features a clean glass front equipped with a 5.2-inch Full HD display at 424 ppi and an 8-megapixel forward-facing camera. From the sides, the P8 is incredibly thin at just 6.4mm, thinner than both the Galaxy S6 and the iPhone 6. One feature I definitely do like is that the back of the phone is completely flush, and there isn't a camera bump like we see on so many other phones nowadays. The attention to detail is especially apparent on the sides. The chassis is indented to house a textured power button, not to mention the very Apple-esque mirror-finished bezels and the SIM trays, which all give it a very premium look and feel. The back of the P8 features a 13-megapixel dual LED flash camera housed in a glass cutout. For its price, the P8 punches well above its weight, boasting Huawei's own octa-core Kirin 930 processor clocked at 2 GHz. The phone is also equipped with 3 GB of RAM, which allows for snappy multitasking. Despite this, the P8 is only equipped with 16 GB of internal storage, which Huawei makes up for by giving the P8 up to 128 GB of microSD expandable storage. The P8 runs Android 5.0 Lollipop, which allows you to store applications in the device's external storage. So lack of storage space definitely is not an issue for the P8. Despite the impressive specs, the phone only manages to achieve a benchmark score of just over 50,000 on Antutu benchmark, which is higher than most flagships, but is slightly overshadowed by the Galaxy S6 with a benchmark score of over 60,000. The P8 is a very smooth and fluid device that is very rarely affected by lag during general usage, or even when running intensive applications. However, the P8's graphics performance is slightly lacking when compared to other flagships, but you shouldn't be afraid of running intensive games, as 95% of the time, you will have the ability to run them without any issues at all. As mentioned before, Huawei runs Android 5.0 with Huawei's Emotion UI interface on top, which gives an interesting and very useful take on the Android OS. One interesting and very useful feature to note is the knuckle sense feature of the phone, which allows you to take screenshots. It's hard not to notice that Huawei has taken many design cues from Apple's iOS, but that aside, it is a very nice and functional UI. Huawei's interesting choice of an IPS LCD display rather than an AMOLED means it can't compete with AMOLED-wielding phones like the S6, but it definitely beats Apple's latest offerings of iPhone 6 and 6 Plus. Color reproduction is good, colors are vivid, and sunlight readability is good, but not up to the very best flagships. The P8 features a mono speaker located at the bottom left of the device. This provides a surprisingly potent volume of 84.5 decibels and a crisp sound quality. The speaker grills are also something we quite like, and it adds a nice touch to the phone. The 13-megapixel rear-facing camera on the P8 provides great image quality, partly because the P8 uses unique white sensors to pick up white light so that whites are true, and color sensors can pick up color much more accurately because they don't need to process the whites. Because of this, the P8 has fantastic color reproduction and is up there with the very best phones on the market today. The P8 has an excellent feature, which means what you see on the viewfinder is the photo you will get. Another feature to point out is the double volume down button camera launch, which allows you to take a photo in about 1.1 seconds, but this means you can't set the scene or focus the image. The P8 is not let down by the 8-megapixel front-facing camera, which is perfect for selfies or video calling via Skype. The P8 also has a wide selfie feature, which basically stitches multiple photos into one, rather like panorama. On the other hand, the P8 is let down by its video recording. Limited at 1080p and 30 FPS, it doesn't quite stack up when other phones such as the iPhone 6 and the Galaxy Note 4 can record in several hundred FPS at sub-HD, or 4K at 24 FPS. But saying this, the video quality isn't bad, although there are some issues with having to tap to focus rather than having continuous autofocus. When it comes to battery life, the P8's 2680 mAh battery isn't huge, but Huawei has packed the P8 with battery saving features, such as a feature that blocks some power-intensive apps from running in the background. This optimization allows the P8 to have much better battery usage time than other flagships, with 14 hours of continuous video playback and over 10 days of standby time. In daily use, the P8 should get you through a whole day, leaving you with about 30 to 35% at the end of the day. One thing that definitely does set the P8 apart from the other flagships is its incredibly low price point of £350 to £380 in the UK. The price can be as low as £280 in China. Comparing the S6 Edge's £760 price tag for what the P8 offers, it's a no-brainer. Overall, we feel that the Huawei P8 is one of the best valued smartphones on the market now. It brings top specs and practical features, all housed in an elegant razor-thin premium steel package for around half the price of the S6 Edge, and considerably cheaper than other flagships. In terms of performance and features, it doesn't quite knock the S6 from its throne, but its incredible price coupled with what it offers definitely makes the P8 one of the most impressive flagships this year, and we definitely recommend that you take a look at this phone. If you are interested, here are the individual scores the Huawei P8 achieved in each of the test areas. I'm Sunny at TechRanger.Net. See you next time.